This past week on Twitter, the hashtag Trudeau must go was trending near the top spot across Canada. With an election coming up in October, the hashtag and tens of thousands of tweets using it seemed to indicate Canadians were using Twitter to express their dissatisfaction with the Prime Minister. Not so fast. A closer look revealing, though, the hashtag was driven by some accounts tweeting at impossible human rights, leading to questions about whether these are fake accounts that were trying to influence politics in our country. David Salisbury is standing by. He's the director of the Center for Cybersecurity and Data Intelligence at the University of Dayton. He has been looking into the story for us today. Dave, what do you make of this? And then what are we to make of it?
Well, the first thing you have to understand is that there are proclivity for some people who are trying to move opinion in a certain direction to engage in creating bots that try to give the impression that something is happening that maybe isn't. You might use a bot to get a snowball rolling down the hill, and then hopefully other people glom onto it because, oh golly, it's trending, so this must be important.
So let's talk about this hashtag, Trudeau must go, popularized by automated bots. Well, what can you tell us?
Well, from what I've read on it, and the company that did the initial analytics, eludes me the name, but some of those look a little bit bottish. I mean, is it possible that somebody could knock out 20 tweets an hour for 12 hours a day? Yeah, but I would hope you got better things to do with your time. I also noticed that one of the more prolific accounts that used that hashtag CanadaProud10 at CanadaProud10, Twitter has suspended it when I checked it out this afternoon. So as a consequence, Twitter thinks something is fishy going on there as well.
Right, and we want to be clear. I mean, and I was looking at this, before we came on the air, looking at some of the messages that have been sent out using that hashtag, and some of them are by, conservative politicians in our country and people who do exist, and they are, against the Prime Minister and feel that, he should be defeated in the election coming up in the fall. So there's certainly real Canadians who are doing this. But as you're saying, the idea of sort of getting the snowball rolling, I mean, we know that there are countries around the world that have targeted Western democracies. Your country, we have been put on notice in Canada as well, countries in Europe where, the Russians and others are using social media as a tactic and as a tool, sort of weaponizing it. Should we be surprised to see this kind of thing happening?
Well, I mean, to quote a nice old movie, I'm shocked that there's gambling going on in this establishment. No, I wouldn't be surprised by that. I mean, countries have been trying to influence each other's elections to their interests for years and years and years, as my friends in poli-sci would tell me. But, at the end of the day, if you are a reasonably sophisticated user of media, a reasonably sophisticated reader of media, you should be able to kind of start spotting some things that make you go, that doesn't quite feel right. Maybe that's not a real thing. Maybe I shouldn't immediately respond to that and tweet it out to however many followers I have.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. And what about trying to, stop this kind of thing? Am I being naive? Is there a way to do that?
Well, Twitter's actually engaged in a few things. For example, like I said, the @CanadaProud10 account that apparently was a fairly prolific tweeter of this hashtag was suspended this afternoon when I went to look at it. Secondly, they're actually deleting suspected bot accounts, and indeed, it had a significant impact on certain politicians, certain celebrities had a whole bunch of followers that turned out were bots. And as a consequence, those accounts went away when they started doing this kind of thing. Twitter also reached out to third parties, and I'm pretty sure the analytics firm that did the initial analysis on the data today is probably an outcome of that request to third parties to say, we want people looking at this too because we want to be open with this so that people can trust this platform. They're also publicizing that this is an issue and they're working on it. So, at the end of the day, Winston Churchill once said that a lie's halfway around the world before the truth gets its pants on. And with Twitter, I think it makes it all the way around.
Wonderful to have you on the program, David. Thanks for taking a bit of time for us in Canada to weigh in on it.
Well, thank you kindly. Have a great day.
Dave Salisbury joining us from the University of Dayton.